Hello and welcome. This is Mr. Long with Reading is Fantastical. And we have another great book for you today. This is going to be a little bit different for me, but I think you're going to enjoy it. This one involves music. Involves music. Have you ever played the piano before? Hmm? And what happened? Have you had an opportunity to play the piano in front of maybe a very famous person? That would be very interesting. Well, we're going to get into that and kind of talk about it. Let's go ahead and get to the next page here. And there it is, Dancing Hands. All right, here, of course, I've been trying to make sure to have the book here. Let's see if I can get the angle there, right? Dancing Hands, you get it. There's a lot of light reflecting off of it. And then the subtitle here is How Teresa Carreño Played the Piano for President Lincoln, like one of our old school presidents, how she played for President Lincoln. Let's go to the next page here and let's check it out. Let's go to the inside cover and see what this is about. Hopefully, I'm getting the pronunciation correctly. As a little girl, Teresa Carreño loved to let her hands dance across piano keys of the piano. If she felt sad, music cheered her. And when she was happy, the piano helped her share that joy. Soon, she was writing her own songs and performing in grand cathedrals. Then a revolution in Venezuela drove her family to flee to the United States, right here in the US. Or if you're from somewhere else, then of course across the pond to the US. Teresa felt lonely in this unfamiliar place where few of the people she met spoke Spanish. Worst of all, there was fighting in her new home too, a civil war. Once again, we're talking a long time ago. Still, Teresa kept playing, and soon she grew famous as the talented piano girl who could play anything from a folk song to a sonata. So famous, in fact, that President Abraham Lincoln wanted her to play at the White House. Yet, with the country torn apart by war, could Teresa's music bring comfort to those who needed it most? Wow, very cool. Let's go to the next page and see, let's unveil what's going on here. All right, so we have the author page here. Okay, let's see, author page. So once again, Dancing Hands, How Teresa Carreño Played the Piano for President Lincoln, written by Margarita Engle and Rafael López. All right, very cool. Let's go to the next page. Right, here it's a copyright page. We always make sure to review the copyright and let us know who the publisher is and how we can contact the author and illustrator, let them know how much we enjoyed Dancing Hands. Right? Let's go to the next page. All right. So ready to get to the story? Are you sitting comfortably? Are you relaxed? Do you have your reading ears on? Are you being quiet so we can hear the music and then the words? Keeping your hands to yourself, except maybe on the piano. Okay, let's go. All right. So here we go. Let's go to page one here. Ooh. So I think this is Teresa's mother. She has a nice purple dress on, looking very nice. Okay, having a seat. Go to the next page and see what this is all about here. All right, and she is, I'm going to guess that's Teresa here with her father. Okay, so let's read what's on the page. When Teresa was a little girl in Venezuela, Mama sang lullabies while Papa showed Teresita, okay, hopefully I'm saying that correctly, so please apologize if I am not, how to let her Papa hands dance across all the beautiful keys and light keys, or beautiful dark keys and light keys of a piano. All right, let's go to the next page. Okay, at first, making music seemed magical, but Teresa soon learned that playing a piano could be hard work. Sometimes she had to struggle to make the stubborn music behave as she practiced gentle songs, and that sounded like colorful birds singing in the dark, and like branches of a shade dappled mango tree, and powerful songs that soared like prowling jaguars beside towering waterfalls in a mysterious green jungle. All right, look at all those animals there and flowers and such. Go to the next page. All right. Okay, there we see Teresa playing on the piano. Looks very nice in the dress. Very cool. Let's go to the next page. Very good. All right. If Teresa felt sad, music cheered her. And when she was happy, the piano helped her share bursts of joy. By the time she was 6, she could write her own songs. Wow, she's 6 years old, writing her own songs. And at 7, she performed in a peaceful chapel of a magnificent cathedral, playing hymns that shimmered like hummingbirds. Wow, she's very young, very talented. Such a young age, right? Yeah, let's go to the next page. All right, we see her here with her music. She's writing and enjoying the outside, right? Getting her inspiration from all around her. Go to the next page. Very good. This is cool. Music was Teresita's delight, but suddenly, when she was 8, a war changed everything. Guns blazed, swords flashed, and poor Papa had to rush the whole family down to the seashore and onto a ship into a storm where wind howled, waves rolled, barrels rumbled or tumbled, ropes snapped, and clouds bucked and kicked across a wild sky like angry mules. Oh no, look at all that's going on there. Go to the next page. And then we see the ship in the waters there. Ooh, we see an image of Teresa looking very sad in the waters. Okay, look in the water there. You see an image. See? Very cool, huh? All right, go to the next page. All right. So we see, looks like she's in a new land here when the ship has ported. Okay, it's come to port. We see people looking and stuff. Okay, let's go to the next page. All right, by the time the ship arrived in New York, Teresa felt lost. She was homesick. How could she ever play happy songs again in this unfamiliar country where she did not know a single friend? Few people spoke Spanish, and all around her, curious strangers stared and whispered, as if her whole family belonged in a museum of oddities. All right, see all their luggage there? They maybe dressed a little different, perhaps looked a little different, right? Go to the next page. Worst of all, there was fighting here too. The horrible Civil War, North battling South as soldiers marched and newspaper boys hollered about victories, defeats, funerals, and fears. Wow, look at all the Union soldiers and stuff like that going on. People looking sad, funeral carriages, you know, all of that. People shooting, trees looking bare, clouds look really dark. Let's go to the next page. Look at that. More smoke, fires, things, people shooting at each other. Once again, civil wars here in the United States, way back in the day, right? Go to the next page. All right, so we see, oh, looks like she's looking happier. She must have found a piano somewhere. Okay, we see birds and flowers and trees and such. Go to the next page. All right. Without a neo piano, Teresa would have felt even more lonely, but soon she discovered that well, where everyone is, some people are friendly, drawn together by songs. Musicians came to her home, playing along while they listened to the dazzling notes of her dancing hands, right? Determined to improve, Teresa practiced graceful waltzes and sonatas, booming symphonies, and lively folk songs. Her strong hands accepted the challenge of life's many dark and light moods. Look at all the different musicians and such they found. So they're talented. She must start playing somewhere, and people heard her say, "Man, you're good. Let's go play with her." Right? Let's go to the next page. Ooh, look at this page. People began to call her the piano girl. Her picture was in the newspaper and on posters advertising concerts where she performed with great orchestras that invited her to play solos. Teresa triumphed in enormous theaters where children clapped and cheered while their parents stood up and tossed roses. Wow. I mean, toss roses means they really appreciate your music, your art, right? Your talent, right? Let's go to the next page. So here's the advertisement. Oh, there it is. Miss Teresa Carreño. Ooh, November 25th, 1862. Whoa, that's a long time ago. A long, long, long time ago, right? Child pianist, 8 years old. So they really started advertising and getting her out there pretty quickly, right? Go to the next page. All right, so now we see Teresa looks like on a balcony somewhere, reading a note. Okay, let's go to the next page. Ooh, maybe she traveled somewhere. Okay. With Papa at her side, there it is. She traveled to elegant cities. By the time she was 10, the piano girl grew so famous that she received amazing invitations, including one so special that she could hardly believe her eyes. President Abraham Lincoln wanted her to play for his whole family at the White House. Wow. Let's go to the next page. But, but the country was still at war. So Teresa arrived in Washington, D.C. at a time when freed slaves were signing up to be soldiers. The injured moaned and nurses groaned from the sheer weariness of caring for so many fevers and wounds. Not long ago, the president's young son had fallen sick and had died. Oh, no. Men argued about battles lost, battles won, speeches made, victories delayed. Teresa began to worry, how could music soothe so much trouble? Look at all the people there looking very sad, huh? And animals and such. Clouds are dark. Go to the next page. And there are some of the slaves they talked about, freed slaves, were signing up to be soldiers. You see them there. Okay. And so, yeah, it's carriages and people hurt and stuff. Look at the bandages on the guy sitting on the ground there, tents and stuff. Go to the next page. All right, so we see, looks like President Abraham Lincoln looking in the window of the White House. Apparently, look at the flag up there, a bird flying over. He doesn't look very happy, but he's still president. Maybe he still has to be able to do things for the country, right? Yep, let's go to the next page. And there's Teresa there with her papa. Okay, let's read what's on the page. Poor Abraham Lincoln. Teresa hoped she could entertain the president, his grieving wife, and their two surviving sons. Her fingers might stumble, the rhythms emerging too slow or too fast. So she's hoping she does a good job to make him feel better, right? Maybe I hope the country can feel better too. Go to the next page. Oh, there he is, the Papa, and then there is President Lincoln behind him, and there's Teresa. Okay, and look at the candles there back in the day, right? And there she's like, oh, wow, President Lincoln. All right, let's go to the next page. All right, but Teresa was brave and she believed in trying her best. So she entered the White House silently, clutching Papa's hand fiercely as they stepped into a room so red that it looked like a storm or a surprise. All right, looks like there's a little young boy there, okay, in this room here. Okay, go to the next page. And there's President Lincoln, bending over, looks happy. He's being very brave and say, "Hey, we're going to have a happy time today." I think, right? Let's go to the next page. And there's Teresa at the piano. Okay, let's read what's on the page. Teresa remembered how it felt to be a homeless refugee and how lonely she had been surrounded by strangers, some of them rude and others kind. The memory of meeting past challenges now helped her fingers dance, celebrating the way life had turned out to be a mixture of all sorts of feelings, happy and sad. But the piano was poorly tuned, making her music sound ugly. What should she do? Refuse to play? She stopped, feeling discouraged, until Mr. Lincoln smiled kindly and asked for his favorite song, Listen to the Mockingbird. And there it is. Okay, so how's she going to act when the piano is not tuned very well? She's going to do her best, right? Go to the next page. Teresa knew she could play this lively piece, even on an imperfect piano, so her fingers leaped across all the glorious dark and light keys, improvising the way mockingbirds do, the melody changing as she went along. Music swirled, twirled, and soared on wings of sound. So she made her best do on a piano that was not tuned very well. She kind of modified it to make it sound good, right? She's very good. She's very professional, right? She's going to do the best she can with what she has, right? Let's go to the next page. Right, the president listened quietly to notes that rose, swayed, rippled, and dipped like a bird in a blue sky above a green forest. He closed his eyes, nodded his head, stretched his long fingers, and tapped the tips of his shiny shoes. Oh, yeah, look at him. He's very happy to hear the music. He's very appreciative of her doing the best she can. Let's turn to the next page. Right, when the joyful song ended, Abe Lincoln stood up and clapped, smiling at the piano girl, who smiled too, because she knew that her music had brought comfort to a grieving family, at least for one brief, wonderful evening of dancing hands. And there she looked happy. Let's go to the next page. All right. And look at the family. Oh, look at the boys and the wife and everybody clapping and looking very pleased. Very good. I'm sure that you can do the best you can, even though you may have something that's imperfect, right? Just do the best you can, right? Just do the best you can. Go to the next page. And there are her dancing hands, and the music swirling and twirling through the air, right? The next page. From then on, Teresa felt certain She would always be bold enough to share her musical courage anywhere in the world simply by letting her fingers travel all across the beautiful dark and light moments of hope. We see the music floating through the air, right? And here's our last page. It gives a historical note about Maria Teresa Carreño Garcia de Sena. Hopefully, I'm saying that correctly, 1853 to 1917. And it gives more information. So make sure you get the book, okay, and see more of the history on that and what she was all about, her travels, her struggles. She had a wonderful life playing in front of a lot of different people, okay? So once again, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate you taking a moment to admire this young lady here, what she did. Hopefully you have a talent that you're sharing with other people despite any circumstances. Like, share, and subscribe. We love you. Take care and have a great, great day.